Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I'm very excited today because I get into my budget planner. I get to share with you the stickers that I purchased. I've already got them laid down the way I want. I would lay stickers down on camera, but I'm not very good at it and very awkward, and it's, yeah, I can't talk and sticker at the same time. It's not a pretty sight. So anyways, I'm going to get in my planner for my budget, and we're going to work on annual expenses, and I'm going to do a budget for our annual expenses. The reason I want to do this is I'm coming into the tail end of my budget journey with paying off my school loan right now, and I will show you in here where I keep track of that. Let's see if I can get back here. Yep, there we go. These are my sinking funds, and then there it is. This is my debt tracker. So my debt tracker is showing that I still have a school loan of $7,745.40. I'm currently in forbearance, not by my choice, by the choice of the federal government and the student loan company. These are federal student loans, so I have 0% interest, and I do not have to make a payment until September 30th, 2020. October 1st, that's when the payments are going to start due again, in the month of October. I assume they're not going to change the due dates that they originally had. I don't know. But my goal is to pay off this school loan amount between the month of June to the month of October down to zero. I have it mapped out, planned out. I'm excited. I can't wait. So actually in May is when I will begin, not June, because we are lucky that there are 5 Fridays in May, and my husband gets paid every other week, and there's 3 paychecks and salary paychecks in the month of May. And normally I only have to have 2 in addition to his other pay. So that's just like a happy birthday to us, celebration, and we decided to throw it as much of it as we can towards the debt. So that's what we're going to do. Now the AMCO, I just paid that card off. That debt's gone. I do have a little debt on my Visa, but I pay it off every month. I've already put over a $300 payment here, and then I'm going to put another $400 payment. But some of the money I'm getting for this payment, it's for my son's birthday. I bought all these Lego kits for my son on his birthday, and his birthday's in June. It's coming up, and so I pre-bought it all on the card, and I'm going to pay it off before the due date, and so there should not be any interest. With credit cards, you have to be very disciplined on. With our AMCO, we just want to make sure our cards can be maintenance. And thankfully with the card that we use with AMCO, it's 0% interest for 12 months. So that gives us some flexibility. And then the Visa, there is interest, but 8.99, but I just got to keep it down. I got to keep it low, and I got to keep it paid off every month. And that's the goal. I don't use it every month, but this month I decided to use it, and it's working. And we are being disciplined to pay it off. So that's the debt. Excuse me. And now let's go into what I really want to do, which is the budget. So I'm going to do, oops, hit the light here, is an annual budget. So I have the annual budget for my expenses and income here. This annual budget for expenses and income are going to tell me what I need for my monthly, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. Once I figure out my monthly from this annual estimated budget for my expenses, I can figure out how much I need to save to have 1 month ahead, to have 3 months ahead, to have 6 months ahead, to have a year ahead, if I am that ambitious and want to go that far. This is how Sara Marie did her stickers. I love these stickers. They are gorgeous. I even used the sticker from my, one of the stickers from my, bag, this one here. it looked really cute with the rest of this, and I just wanted a little bit of decorative something there, and I like how it looks, so that's what I did. This one here I actually cut up from another strip on this budget, because I do straight up expenses. I do not do variable and fixed expenses. If you watched my last video, you would notice that I had mentioned that when I separate variable and expense, it gets confusing in my head because I have it memorized in the order I pay them monthly. And so it just confuses me. So, and it also makes sense in my head by category as well, which is how I'm going to write them out today. I use every dollar every day, and yeah, I can look at the categories and that makes sense. I can look at by my calendar when they're due during the month and put them in order like that, and it makes sense to me. But I have tried separating it variable and fixed, and I get lost. I have no idea why. My brain just will not wrap its head around it, but that's okay. I do what works for me, and that's what you should do for you. So if you're doing your expenses and you're doing an annual and you need to separate it fixed and variable, then that's what you should do. So, but this is one of many ways of doing it. But I loved how she laid out her stickers. I love how they look, the color. And when I saw this sticker, this emergency fund, I was like, I have to get it. I absolutely have to get it. Because once that debt is paid off and October 1st rolls around, man, we're going to build this emergency fund up, and I'm going to keep building it. I've estimated for about 2 years is what I need, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to build it up, have that hopefully a year of expenses put away, and I'm going to put away most of our money for the next 2 years, and that's going to be awesome. Now, I'm hoping no more extra bills have to show up in here. When you're doing a budget, and Sarah Marie says this all the time too, when you're doing a budget, it's a snapshot in time. It's in one specific moment. And if nothing changes, then the budget should stay the same. But I have never had a budget that I've done a mock budget or a pre-budget for that wasn't the same, that was the same at the end of the month. This budget had to be adjusted throughout the month and became a different budget by the end of the month. Things were added in, things were taken out. Nobody's budget is consistent every single month at the exact same dollar amount all the time. It just doesn't work that way. That's why it's important to, one, do a budget so you can see where everything's going, and two, stay on top of how the adjustments look and that you don't go over or run out of money. So enough about that. See, the other set of stickers I have that she did, and I already kind of put all the information in, I'm not going to do a separate video on that, is my sinking funds, because I'm not doing a lot of sinking funds this year. I just decided to do these top ones because I have either 1 year, it comes once a year, like my annuals, or I have a few months to pay for Amazon Prime to save up, or things like that. So anyways, that's what that's all about. But this is just, it gives me a good idea. By the end of this year, this is what I'm spending on my annual amount, and that's my monthly amount in sinking funds. So that's pretty much on track. So let's go back to the budget. This is what I'm here for. Now, the income, I'm going to adjust my camera so I can angle just a little bit, and it's still kind of, okay. All right, so what I'm going to do here, and I have this pen. It's one of my favorite pens. It's a Frixon Ball Slim 0.38. I saw it on another YouTube channel. I want to say it was Romina Rosa. I think Romina Rosa is her name. She does budgeting videos as well. If I can remember, I will try to link her channel down below. Sweet, beautiful woman. Just love watching her videos, just love seeing her budgeting videos and how successful she's been. And she has her own Etsy store. She does her own Etsy stickers. And yeah, so she was using this one night. She likes the 038, and it's a very fine pen, and I like using it in this type of writing when there's going to be a lot of scattered numbers everywhere. So that's where I got the idea from this. And I purchased it on Amazon, so very cool. All right, so we're going to start with my husband's income. He's the only one that brings an income in. What I'm not going to be including in here is my son's rent, because that just gets absorbed by the bills. So we don't make any actual money off of it. It just goes his portion to pay towards the mortgage, his part to pay into the utilities and groceries and all that stuff. So it's not income, it's just something that we do. And I cannot seem to get everything adjusted in a way where this is working for me. I got stuff over here we're running into. Okay, I think I'm getting it now. All right, so income, we have military retirement check. VA disability, and then salary, overtime, so my husband can earn overtime in his job, but he doesn't always earn overtime. So it just depends on the situation going on. So these are the 3 categories. I left this blank. If there's another stream of income I wanted to consider for the budget, but I wasn't sure. I think part of it was I was thinking I was going to write salary overtime twice because he gets paid twice a month, but that's not necessarily how I need to budget it. I can just put it all in one line. So that's fine there. Okay. So, like I said, I'm not going to fill this in. That's for personal reasons. My husband has requested not to display his actual income, so we're going to leave that there. Also, in our expenses, I am not going to be putting our tithing down. So, I'm going to look over here, and I'm going to look at our first category. And a lot of these are going to be estimates, and I'm going to estimate some areas than what I am actually spending on right now. And this is where budgeting can become fun. This is where you can figure out, can you truly afford more and save up to make sure you have plenty in certain areas. And one of those areas I want to beef up money going towards it. It's not this year, but hopefully for next year, is our sinking funds. That I had several categories, and a lot of them had zeros. There were categories I came up with when I first started budgeting, and then when I had to empty the account to take care of something earlier this year, I went, okay, let's start all over. And the rest of this year, we decided, because of COVID-19, to only have what we need. And that was for the annual expenses that pop out throughout the year. So next year's sinking funds, I'm budgeting it out to see if it'll work for the next for our budget. Is our monthly is going to be $200. So I'm just going to put one category, sinking funds. Sinking. And I'm budgeting $200 a month, which would be $2,400 a year. So I am putting our annual amount in this column. Doesn't say annual, but this is an annual income and expenses, so I'm going to put $2,400. The next one, my husband has started getting, personal money, as you can call it. We call our Visa Go card. It's prepaid. There's no additional fees on this card. We put on it $100 a month, so every year he can have pocket money of $1,200. And you're like, wow, that's a lot of money. Well, my husband has a Jeep, and he likes to tinker with it, and that's not nearly enough money for a Jeep, especially a 10, 11-year-old Jeep. It needs a lot of tinkering sometimes. But that, as far as the Jeep goes, fun parts, not maintenance parts. If it's maintenance, that comes out of a different part of the budget. But if he wants to buy accessories or replace the radio or do things like that, then that's where this money comes in. The next thing is the mortgage. You would think I would list that first, but that's not how I have it in my notes for some reason. So our mortgage is $1,951.33. Yes, that's a lot of money. It's just under $2,000. That includes the homeowner's insurance, the property tax, homeowner's insurance and property tax that's put into escrow. And we're coming up on our first year, and I pray they pulled enough out so we don't have to change the amount that we have to pay. I'm very new to this. Never had a mortgage before, so we'll see. We wanted to keep our mortgage below $2,000, and this is cutting it close. So for an annual expense, that's $23,000, $415.96. All right. Next is our natural gas. So I took an average of what our natural gas is for 12 months, for the last 12 months since we've been in our house for a year. It averages $67 a month, and so that gives us, I rounded it $64 a month, or $67 a month, and that became $804 a year. The electric, and this area is our four walls kind of thing I'm writing in. Our electric was $126 averaged a month, and that's going to be $1,512. So yeah, our electric runs really high. It's warm most of the year. We run our air conditioner all the time. And my husband overheats, so our house is pretty cold a lot of the times. It's like an igloo. I can wear jeans in the summer in the house. It's so cold sometimes. City utilities. This is our trash, our water, our sewer, our recycling, and our yard waste. So city utilities. And that will be, on average, $130. So a month, so it's $1,560. And again, this is me taking, and we fill our pool up every summer too, so me taking a 1 year snapshot of what our first year in this house was and making an average. We have a home security system. And that averages $56.46 a month, so that makes $677.52. All right, and then cell phone. So the cell phone thing isn't fair because I could easily pay it off here soon. I'm not sure what I want to do. I'm going to put what I've been putting in my budget, but it's not going to be accurate because I'm going to pay that off pretty soon. But cell phone. But if you or someone who was like me, spending $322.12 a month on 4 cell phones and their upgrades and their leases, this is what it would be for a year, I think. Or did I do it for a few months? I'm not sure which. So for $322.12, 12 months is $3,865.44. Yeah, check the math on that one. That's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. I don't want to spend, I mean, literally you're spending, if you're constantly have a lease on your phone because you're upgrading every 2 years, you're constantly having the latest and greatest phone and constantly having the best whatever service you use. Do you really want to spend almost $4,000 a year on 4 phones for your family? Every year? All year long? I mean, that's a lot of money. I mean, I don't know. If you divide it by 4, it's $1,000 a phone. and you have to buy them up front for $1,000 and then pay the service. So I don't know. I'm not sure about that. I have to do, excuse me, more research on what that really means and what that number is really telling me. So next is what I call City of Chesapeake. That's where I live. Peak. And the City of Chesapeake, for my first year, we have stormwater fees, and then we have our vehicle property tax and some fees, which I don't understand because the states we lived in before never charged tax on property that you paid tax on at the dealership when you bought the vehicle. So I don't like it. This is like the second year we've had to pay this, and I have to pay it because this is where we live and this is where we chose to live. So on average, for the year, the monthly is $51.95. It's an annual expense. That's what I discovered the monthly would be. But this year alone, what we're actually paying for 2 vehicles and the storm water charge was $623.40. And I'm like, I told my husband, I said, thank the Lord our vehicles are old. You know, I have a 7-year-old vehicle and he has an 11-year-old vehicle. And, you know, if they were brand new, you know, this wouldn't be enough to cover half of one of our vehicles because of the tax rate so high. I'm like, this is outrageous. Anyways, I'm ranting. I'm sorry. I'm moving on. So now I'm going to go into our medical insurances. Now, with the military retirement, we opted to have the family medical taken out of the retirement check before it comes to us. So our TRICARE Prime Retired is taken out of the military retirement check. It's paid before we even get it. This medical here is medical insurance for my son when he aged out of our family, and he's doing TRICARE Young Adult. So medical insurance. And you know, now that I think about it, I wasn't going to put my son's rent, but I have to because I'm including his medical insurance. So I'm going to put rent right here. That's why I had that 4th line. I'm very sorry. I'm correcting myself. There was 2 ways I was going to go about it, and then I realized, oh yeah, the medical insurance. That's why we keep it in. So now that I corrected that, and I'm very sorry if I confused you, his medical insurance is $376 a month. Yes, it's outrageous, but it's what we do. 512, so it's $4,512 a year to cover him medically, and half of his rent actually goes to paying this, or just over half. Auto insurance is Geico. And we do $103.53 a month, which is $1,242.36 a year. Life insurance. And I'm going to do more research on life insurance, and I might change our policies. But we'll see. Life insurance is $87.56 a month, so that makes it $1,050.72 a year. So now we're going to go to everyday life. So landscaping, which I need to call my landscaper to see when he's going to decide to come out and cut grass. He didn't last week, and I thought he was going to, so hopefully we can still keep this going. So landscaping, I pay $65 every other week, which is $130 a month mostly. Oh, that's not what I meant. This is not monthly. This eraser is dirty or something. It just doesn't want to erase properly. All right, cleans it up a little bit. So that's $1,040 a year to have somebody come and cut the grass. Reason we have somebody come and cut the grass is when my husband still deploys. He is a contractor for the Navy. I have asthma and allergies. I cannot cut grass. He's not always home to cut the grass. So that's why that's being done. Let's see. After landscaping, our subscriptions, I think, is what I'm going to do. So we have Amazon. Music. And that is $7.99 a month, so that's $95.88 a year. We have CBS All Access, and that is $5.99 a month and $71.88. Sling. This is all our entertainment stuff. That is $50 a month now, so that's $600 a year. And that's what we consider our cable. Verizon. Sorry. There we go. Verizon. Fios. We have internet only. Like I said, we have no cable. We stream everything. That's $82.71, so that makes it $992.52 a year. And then iTunes. So originally it was 99 cents, and I'm going to put that here, and that's going to change because I just upgraded it from a 50 gig to 250 or something like that. I don't know, because I'm doing so many videos now. I need the extra storage, but I'm going to keep this as is, and I'll go ahead and change that later. I don't mind doing that. But if you had the 99 cents a month, this is what it would be, and that's what it was when I first wrote these notes. What is left? So what's left of everything that I pay is the important stuff, your day-to-day expenses, your grocery, household. That's everything. That's everything from groceries that you buy to eat, whether it's perishable, non-perishable food, what you cook with, to grocery in the sense of paper products, whether it's bathroom products, whether it's kitchen products, whether it's cleaning supplies, whether it's makeup, whether it's pharmacy, vitamins, and things like that. If you could buy it in a Walmart, grocery, marketplace, store, not the big super ones with the clothes and stuff like that, but just a regular grocery store, as if you went to Harris Teeter or Food Lion or Kroger's, just a regular grocery store, grocery and household items. This is what I'm talking about. I estimated $1,000 a month. I don't budget $1,000 a month, but I can't seem to keep it. I creep closer to $1,000 than not. So I try to keep it at $850. It never stays there. I'm just reevaluating things. So realistically, I'm just going to put $1,000 a month, because some months you're going to have holidays. You're going to buy extra stuff for, like, birthday parties, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and stuff like that. And you're going to buy extra food or supplies. Or like us, we host a home group for our church where people come over and have snacks, and we want to make sure we have everything we need for them. So we're doing $1,000 a month, which is $12,000 a year in groceries and household. Restaurants. And our family is bad about wanting to go out to eat all the time. So I'm averaging about $650 a month, which is about $7,800 a year. And then miscellaneous. This is anything you don't put in your groceries and household. So if you buy clothes, if you buy shoes, if you buy stuff, random stuff on Amazon that doesn't fall in these categories here. Any technology or whatever. Ink, printers, sticker paper, it could be anything. I don't run a business, so I don't have to have a business separate for all that. But if I want to do projects, if I go to Michael's, if I buy off of Etsy, if I whatever, I put it under miscellaneous. Now, as you can see, I don't have personal money in here because I use the miscellaneous as part of my personal money. I just never separate it out. And I just don't feel the need right now. I want to separate it out so I can have control and not spend so much. But because this budget is transparent to my husband, he just doesn't seem to mind. So I'm not going to worry about it. So miscellaneous, I budget about $550 a month. I probably spend $50 to $100 out of that for my own personal wants. So that's about $6,600. Gasoline for our vehicles. I budget $250 a month. And that's what I have here. So that's about $3,000 a year. And is that everything? That is everything. Wow. That is everything. Okay. So I didn't have to put, I don't know why I had two more, but that's okay. I'm going to leave the sticker there. In case I forgot something, I can go back and put it in later. Okay. I'm back. I dropped knocked over my camera, pulled it with me when I was trying to pick up my iPad. And what I'm going to do, and I'm going to speed through this section here. You don't want to hear me reread the numbers I just told you and add them all up on the calculator. So I'm going to quickly do them on the calculator on my iPad, and then I'll come back and show you the total expense for an annual budget that we have. And it looks like it's going to be a lot of money. So I will be right back. Okay, I am back. So this is what happened. Added up all the numbers, and this matches the number I have over here that I did the first time. So my total expenses for a year are $75,7556. Yeah. Wow, that's a big number. And keep in mind, this is not even what we put into tithing. That would be a totally separate number. This is without our tithing. So, and that's why I have a couple lines down here. That's what it was. I was going to put that in later. But yeah, this is our total expenses. So a big reason why I don't put the tithing also in here is not to confuse me when I go to this side and start figuring out what all that is as far as emergency fund. I imagine emergency fund, if you lose your job, it means you're not getting an income. You have this emergency fund. You may not be tithing anything because unless you feel led by God, and that's between you and God. But if you're making an income, if you're bringing in an income, we tithe, and it's very important. It's been the biggest blessing of our lives. It's gave us the most amazing opportunities that I don't think if we didn't tithe, these opportunities that came along would never existed. And God knows our hearts, and He knows how we are giving. I don't tithe just to be tithing and to get something in return. I tithe because I love the Lord. My husband tithes because he loves the Lord. We tithe together. So, and these are the categories we tithe in. So I imagine if my husband lost his job, he had no income, and I had this much money saved away because it's already been tithed, I wouldn't need to retithe it, that kind of thing. So I wouldn't include it in emergency fund. I wasn't thinking that when I wrote it out, but I don't want to take it out because what I am going to do is kind of have an annual estimate of what we tithe here. And I don't mind that it's sitting there. So yeah, I'm going to go and take these numbers and I'm going to spread out. We already know the annual budget. Now I can spread it out evenly across here in my emergency fund, and we can talk about the different numbers on what you may think is best for you on how much you would need an emergency fund. This tells me how much expenses I have, and these are the same expenses, so I'm going to be transferring these to over here in another video. But for right now, we're just looking at this, and I am budgeting that we will spend $75,000 this year in expenses. Wow, that just blows my mind. When you do it month to month, you don't think long term. You think, okay, we average about this much a month. But when you add it up, it's like, oh my goodness, that is incredible. That's a lot of money. So thank God we're being blessed. I pray we continue to be blessed, because, you know, there may be a time in the future where my husband does lose his job, or he changes jobs and things are going to be tight and different and stuff like that. So this COVID-19 changes everything for everybody, and you just don't know what's going to happen. So I pray to each and every one of you that are able to work, that God blesses you and continues to grow you in your finances. And I pray that those of you that maybe don't have a job or lost their job or looking for a new job, I pray that God blesses you there. I pray that He guides you to where He wants you to be, because that's the best place for you, and that you have the income to take care of your expenses and take care of your family. We're a family of 4, mostly adults now, not little children, big people. One's turning 16, that's my baby. I have a 21-year-old and both autistic, so for the rest of our lives we'll probably all be together. Budgets look different for everybody. Some people can live off of less of this. Some people can live more off, need to live more off of more than this, off of more of this. This is what I'm trying to say. You know, everybody is different. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at people's budgets and what they're doing and how much they're spending. Things like my house. Yes, I spend a lot on my house. My house is a very decent size. But I am preparing for the future with this house, because you're going to have 4 adults living here and maybe potentially 5. We are considering that my mother may have to move in if my dad passes, or my dad may have to move in if my mother passes. Things like that. And we made sure we got a house big enough so if those things arise in the future, we can handle and take care of those things. So there is a lot of meaning behind numbers, behind how much people spend on what, and it's very personal to them. So as we're looking at people's budgets, as you're looking at my budget, just know there's a purpose and a reason behind all of it. And it's all been done through prayer and walking it out with God. And He corrects us in a lot of areas. We had some other areas that we were spending money and we had to stop, and He was like, yep, that's enough. So we did, and He has blessed us to pay off debt this past year, and we're extremely grateful for that. So yeah, moving on. This will be the end of the video. I'm just going to leave it right here. I can't fill out the actual numbers until the end of the year. I'll go back through my every dollar and find out what my every dollar says. And they have this new analytics part of their app where you can do 3 months, 6 months, a year on what you've spent so far in your categories, which I really like. So I'll be using that this year. And yeah, I will come back and probably do an end of the year budget video and say, look, this is what our actual numbers were. So this is going to be exciting. I can't wait for 2020 to be over with, to be honest with you, to get past COVID and hopefully to a vaccine, to whatever's coming next. So if you have any questions about anything I did in the video, comments, or anything like that, please let me know. Just post a comment below. If you don't want to do that, I have an email address in the description box. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more of these videos, please subscribe to my channel. And I hope you have an amazing and blessed day. Thanks. Bye.